Well. A regular Buffalo Bill. Here, officer. Here's a puppy to stick in your panda.
Thanks.
It's all right.
Thanks a bundle.
And now, to present the prizes in the Community Fair raffle, would you please welcome
Hey, Steve. Fouling the footpath, was it?
Malcolm
Give it a good scene, sir.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. They say that winning's what it's all about. So, tell you what, darling, if you play your cards right, I'll come home and drink it with you.
Who does he think he is, Martin Morrison?
He's a Commonwealth title contender.
I'm down as a
For the
pig.
next prize, second prize. Look out for Rebecca.
Straight, is it?
Leave it.
Well, at least he's not going to savage anyone.
I want it shooting, all right?
Well done. Good to see you didn't waste all that time spent at Lippett's Hill.
Mal.
Garfield the Pussycat. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good, Mal. How are you? Keeping fit?
Keeping fit, me? That's my man, Garfield. Roadwork, circuits, heavy bag. Kept you fit, mate. It was killing me.
Yeah, well, it paid off for you.
I always said, Garf, you gotta learn to relax. You train too much and win too little. You still going down the club?
Yeah, you know, when I get the chance, just helping out and that.
Not too busy catching thieves, huh?
Nah, they should come down and see us.
Okay, officer. One day. One day.
So what do you reckon I should call it, then?
How about Hollis?
Hollis. That's looking a bit lively.
Hey! Gordon,
It's all right, mate. It's all right.
Is this your car?
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be parked here.
Yeah, sorry about that, officer. Look, I was a bit late. I had to put it here. I couldn't let the people down, could I?
It's preventing emergency access.
All right. You know I'm doing this thing for charity.
Move it, then.
Could you give us a hand with the roof?
You want me to check your oil as well? I want it moved.
Okay. What's the quickest way back to civilization from here?
Where are you going?
Chelsea.
Call that civilization? Got an A to Z?
Yeah, and I can read it, too.
Good. Hold on. Never mind Chelsea. What's all this thing?
It's medicine.
Medicine? What, syringes?
Look, there's no problem, man.
I certainly hope not, sir.
Don't sir me, all right?
Sorry?
If you don't think so, don't say sir. I got them from a doctor.
Are you ill?
Look, give me the bag. I'm going. You want Pirelli tread down your back?
You all right, Dave? Mal?
You know this guy?
Look, Garth, tell your mate you don't have to give me such a hard time.
He's not going anywhere till I know why he's got this little lot.
Just tell him who I am.
I don't care who you are.
Give me the bag. Tell him.
Look, if PC Quinnan has reason to believe that...
PC Quinnan has reason to believe. Garth, is that you in there? I need some help here.
Look, I can't tell him what to do.
You can't or you won't.
I think we can sort this out better back
Do
here.
without the audience, please.
Look, I knew you when you weren't just a uniform, remember?
I can't do you any special favours, OK?
Screw special favours. I want some respect.
Just do as he says.
Look, I'm not crawling to you, all right?
Just do it, OK?
You're not in Wembley Arena now. You're nicked.
They just kept spitting and swearing at me.
What do they want?
Don't ask me. Ask Kerry Fisher. It's his stand.
We take them St. Hugh's. Do you want to come to the islands?
No, we'll come down later if there's anything else. So, who's going to clear this lot, then?
Oh, I'm going to phone Harry Fisher. It's his stand. He can clear it up.
Do you know him?
Everyone round here knows Harry Fisher. He owns all the burger vans. I'll tell you another thing. I've seen one of those kids before. His name's Murray or Murphy. It's something like that.
You'll have to wait in there until your solicitor arrives and you've been charged.
As soon as she gets here, sooner you believe you made one big mistake, mate. Because she's good.
All the better for you, then. But I shouldn't count on her getting here too quick on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's a good result, eh? He laid out George in front of about 30 witnesses. It was perfect.
Except for George.
Yeah, drugs charge as well.
Not until I know what's in there. Get it up to soccer.
It'd be nice to get a little credit for doing the right thing once in a while.
Well, get on with it, then.
Harry's been around for years. Mind you, served most of his burgers.
So he's never had any form, then?
Well, not unless you count salmonella poisoning. Here he is now. Hello, Harry.
Oh, my love. Oh, will you look at the state of this. Who did it?
Couple of lads.
Couple of lads. I should have known with Jordan. The unluckiest geezer in the world. If he'd won the pools, he'd have lost the Cuban. Don't know why I bother hiring him.
You going to get this lot cleared up, then?
You're going to catch the clowns that did it.
How's it going?
No, the doctor said I'll live, but I'm going to be a horrible sight tomorrow morning.
What, worse than usual? Well, it's not bad for an afternoon's work, eh? He could be sent down for smacking you like that.
Yeah, and who's that down to, eh? Yeah, I just don't understand the effect you have on people.
You're lucky I was there.
Lucky? It took you how long? About a minute to wind up Mal Grant like a clock.
All right. Nobody likes to be made to look a mug. And I know boxers aren't meant to have much brains, but this lot...
Mal doesn't do drugs. Well, there's nothing in here you couldn't get at Boots.
So you're the expert, are you? No need to get him analysed then.
If they were dodgy, why would he leave them lying around, eh?
Well, he got careless, didn't he? Yeah, look, what's a healthy bloke like that need this lot?
Nah, he's got too much to lose.
Oh, so he's whiter than white?
Or is that the problem for you? That he isn't?
Meaning?
Meaning, if he had been whiter, you might not have been so interested in feeling his collar.
He's bent.
I know him.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. You know him. And I know a result when I see one.
The dog's for life, not just for Christmas.
All right. You have it then.
Didn't know you cared.
I've just had a word with Ron. Stephen Murray lives on the Gurney estate. I'm sure it's him. Vandalising hot dog stands is right up his street.
Right. Well, I just get tidied up and get around there.
There's no need to get into the top hat and tails.
Sarge, can I have a word with Mal Grant, please?
Why?
There's been a misunderstanding. I think I can straighten things out.
If that eye is a result of trying to straighten things out, you're best leaving well alone.
Could you ask him, please, Sarge?
Wait. Do you want to speak to PC Garfield?
Do I get a choice?
As it happens, you do.
Okay.
Hi, George.
Familiar smell, innit?
What?
Blood, sweat and tears. Could be a gym.
Were those drugs from a doctor?
Nice try, Garth. Look, I'm waiting for my solicitor. End of conversation. Unless you want to talk about the smell in it.
If you sign a form of authority, we can get a statement from your doctor saying he prescribed the drugs. You'll be out of here a lot faster.
You ain't getting me to sign anything, mate.
You could try trusting me.
Why?
Because you know me.
A friend in need is a friend you don't need.
Look, you've got a big problem here if you're doing steroids.
Oh, what steroids?
Oh, come on, Mal. They look like steroids to me. All right, there's nothing illegal. But if the Boxing Board of Control find out, you're going to lose your licence.
Yeah, you're the man that's going to tell them, right? Get out.
If we get a statement from your doctor saying he prescribed the drugs, it ends there.
Okay. How much?
How much what?
You know, you want me to buy you a drink. Just tell me how much.
I didn't hear that.
Look, I've got it. You need it.
Don't insult me, Mal.
Well, why are you doing this, then? Just a little power trip, is it?
It's because I don't feel too proud about seeing you here, that's why. If you're telling the truth about the drugs, I don't want to see you done for assault.
They're steroids.
Why, Mal?
You never understood about wanting to win.
When we were in the ABAs, I'd have done anything
But
to
you
win.
wouldn't. Boxing was just a part-time thing for you. You had a day job.
Bloke like that with a bag full of pills. What do you reckon they'd be?
Steroids, it's got to be.
If he took that lot, he'd grow muscles on his muscles.
Now, the game next Sunday, you want me that?
Unless he's dealing as well.
It is Sonny will be an all-star 11.
Yeah, put me down. Old-fashioned right back.
Mal signed a letter for his doctor to make a statement about the drugs.
I'll give it to Quinlan then.
That's OK, I'll take it.
He's the arresting officer.
Yeah, anybody else and this wouldn't have happened. It was obvious they were prescribed drugs.
Even if they are, he belted you. What's Dave supposed to do? Stand there, give him a victory on points?
No, but before that, I mean, Dave must have really gone to town on him. I've never seen Mal so angry. Well, you know what Dave's like.
I know what Dave's like, yeah. But are you talking about something specific?
No. I'm just not sure we're doing the right thing, that's all.
Come on, George, don't waste your time on mine. I'll give this letter of authority to Dave. You don't have to be involved any further at this stage.
Sarge.
Good afternoon. I'd like to speak to my client, Malcolm Grant.
Yeah, right, come this way.
Sarge.
Later. Right. That's better.
Doesn't look any different to me.
June,
Yeah?
were you dealing with the incident at Jubilee Park?
Yes.
Right, a man called Harry Fisher's just reported he's had his van stolen.
It's not his day.
No, he didn't sound too happy about it, that's for sure.
You do know that you should either charge my client or release him.
As soon as the arresting officer has access to an interview
That
room.
won't be necessary, Sergeant. My client has nothing to say, for now at least.
That's up to him.
Though P.C. Quinnan might have a few questions to answer.
If you have any complaints, you should address them to
Thank you. I am aware of the procedure. It's clear there was harassment involved. Quinnan seems to like throwing his weight about. I might have to bring that to the attention of his superiors.
I'm sure he can cope with that.
There's nothing to be smug about, Sergeant. His search of Mr. Grant's car was undoubtedly illegal.
Grant was arrested for assaulting a police officer.
After considerable provocation which had distinctly racist overtones.
With respect, Mum, I've heard it all before. Why did you save it for court?
If we ever get that far.
I beg your pardon?
P.C. Garfield has told my client that he doesn't want to pursue the matter any further. So are you going to charge my client or not?
Please.
Excuse us.
Another satisfied customer.
I've charged Grant and given him bail.
So, what's the problem?
It could get the attention of the press.
What, late Saturday afternoon?
A lot of people saw him arrested. He's going to make waves.
It's not in his interest.
I wouldn't bank on the drug charges going through. And Garfield's getting silly about the assault.
He's doing what?
He's told Grant he doesn't want to pursue it.
He was hit in the eye by a professional boxer. He could have lost his sight.
He used to be in the same club as Grant.
He's in the police now. I think someone better remind him of that.
It's easy to understand it.
I'm not having someone thumping one of my men in front of a crowd of people and then walking away scot-free.
Well, I've still got a business left. I'm going to get on with this.
What happened to your van?
I came down to talk to you and get that barra cleared up. Left the keys in the ignition.
Brilliant. Well, can you give us a description?
It's a hot dog van. It's got Harry's hot dogs in bloody great letters down the side and careful children on the back.
Yeah, well, it's probably just kids joyriding. You'll get it back.
I've got the barra back. And what's that going to cost me? I can say goodbye to the nice little holiday I had planned.
Never you mind about your nice little holiday. Your friend Jordan nearly got his hands burnt off trying to save your barra.
All right, all right. I'll nip up the hospital later. They ought to keep him in permanent. He's not safe on the streets.
Why do you hire him?
I feel sorry for him, don't I? He used to have some vans of his own till last year. Went bust, didn't he? I bought the stuff off him and put a bit of work his way. I don't know, I'm too soft-hearted. That's my trouble. Here, fancy a dog?
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, they're lovely.
You're taking
Dave! No, that's what the drug tester does.
Dave, a word.
What now?
In private.
Oh, it's that sort of word, is it? Keep your hands off my chips.
What's up between you and George over this Grant business?
Oh, if he doesn't like it, that's his problem, not mine.
I don't care whose problem it is. It doesn't like the way you played the whole thing. And Grant's brief is threatening a complaint over an illegal search.
Oh, surprise, surprise. I've got no worries.
Grant has given George a letter to get a statement from his doctor.
Seems to be more interested in helping his friend than doing the job.
You're going to have to get a statement. And Mr. Munro wants it sorted quick.
Monroe? I can't keep up with this. Right away, then. Oh, and I tell you what. I reckon that even if we can't get George's friend for possession, we'll get him for supplying. So next time he comes to cry on your shoulder, try telling him that.
They've probably set up in business by now.
Nah, I bet it's a con to claim the insurance.
Insurance? You must be joking.
All right, Mr. Grant has sustained damage to the carpals and metacarpals.
Sorry?
His knuckles. He's also receiving treatment for the onset of an arthritic condition. I prescribe painkillers mostly.
Oh, doesn't sound too clever for a boxer.
Well, he can't fight at the moment.
Is that all he's taking?
He should also have a supply of Annenbar.
Hold on.
Decadurablin. It's all right, I'll write the details out for you.
Oh, thanks. What's it for?
It's a steroid.
Aren't they banned?
Well, he's not allowed to take drugs of any sort when he boxes.
So what, it's for a medical condition, is it?
Look, he's been taking them on and off for years. I'd rather control what he's taking than let him buy what's on offer in the locker room. He was using veterinary steroids when he became my patient.
These, steroids, won't they do things to him?
Isn't that why people usually take drugs? If he's lucky, they'll help him train better, or think he can train better. If not, then take your pick. Liver failure, impotence. As far as I can see, the worst it's done is to cause violent swings of mood, irrational aggression.
Yeah, I've noticed. Are you sure he's not selling them on as well?
Now, how could I possibly know that?
By the quantity. I mean, if he's not earning from the boxing, he must need the money.
You're implying that I'm colluding in some way. That's a very serious accusation.
He had a bag full. Stands to reason he's up to something.
I prescribe what he needs. I've given you full details. I'm sure you can find someone to explain them to you. Frankly, I think you're clutching at straws.
I'll need a formal statement so you won't be out of pocket.
Yes, I'm familiar with the system. Now, if you would excuse me, there's a patient waiting to see me, and I'll be getting a much better fee from him than I do from the Metropolitan Police.
Thanks for your help.
Pleasure.
Murray's flat's up there, on the right.
Hold on, over there.
Broad daylight as well. Sierra Oscar 84 to Sierra Oscar. We're chasing 2 youths on foot from the Gurney estate.
Sierra 1 receiving. We've got that sergeant. We're on our way.
Is Mal Grant here?
Why?
I'm a mate of his.
Oh, but if you were, you'd know he's not spending too much time round here right now.
You're Joe Longley, aren't you?
Take a rest, son.
It's about Mal. I need to find something out.
Oh, aye.
You've been his corner man since he turned pro, yeah?
Aye, that's right.
So you know him?
Oh, very good. You should be in the CAD.
No, I've got some questions.
Look, I can tell you about his training schedule, although I doubt very much whether you'd be interested or not. Outside of that, I can't help you.
He's been arrested.
Oh, aye. Bit too lippy for your liking, was he?
No, but it was a mistake. I'm trying to do him a favour.
Listen, if a few less people were trying to do Mal Grant favours, his life would be a lot easier. Who are you trying to do favours for when you got that eye?
Short right jab from Mal.
Oh, well, that's something you wouldn't want to happen twice.
Yeah, well, the stupid thing is it has. First time was in the ABA Juniors. Second round. Just when I thought I had a chance.
You were up against a good one there, you know.
Yeah, well, I found that out.
You've done a wee bit then, have you?
Yeah?
Both IC1's male. One fair hair, sleeveless denim jacket. The other dark hair, baggy striped T-shirt.
Split up!
Having fun this afternoon, have we, Mr. Murray?
Nice one, Steve.
Anyway, you should count yourself lucky. A free punch from a fighter of Mal's class. You shouldn't have got up with you.
Yeah, it could be it just didn't connect.
Oh, it could be you're just being soft on him. Look, he's finished as a serious fighter. Though he'll pick up a few more grand, a wee bit of a pension. That's if he's much straight.
I didn't know.
Look, he talks a lot, dresses flash, gets a lot of attention. But that's all he's got going for him. You see, his hands are in a mess. And I doubt very much coming into contact with that thick skull of yours has done him much good. Oh, he can take on it, volleys, monkey glance, whatever he likes. Here, hold those. It's not going to do him one wee bit of good.
Is he selling the steroids too?
218 from Sierra Oscar.
Excuse me. Yeah, 218, go ahead, Sarge.
Garfield, where are you?
Church Street, Sarge, on my way home.
You're not taking the afternoon off then? Mr. Monroe wants to see you.
Monroe?
So that means quick. Over and out.
Yeah, 218 out. Sorry, I've got to go.
Do you like Mal Grant?
What?
Because you're chalk and cheese.
We went through a lot together. You know what it's like.
You don't believe he's dealing, do you?
I don't want to believe it.
You see, I like the guy. He's a fighter. And he's hungry. And he's honester than most of them. But right now, all he has going for him are the memories of a late-bout career.
He's giving me the slip. Can't deal. We'll take a walk around.
Right, where's this friend of yours live then? What friend?
It was one of the Thomas boys, wasn't it?
Never heard of him.
Have a lot of trouble in your memory, do you?
In.
You missed your mate. He's gone home.
What?
Or do you just want to see Alec Peters for a bit of a whinge?
I'm going to see Monroe.
Monroe? If it's about that complaint Grant's making...
I don't know what it's about.
Well, it's worth as much as most of the
I told
complaints
you,
we
I
get
don't know
round
what it's
here.
about.
You know how much drugs were, didn't you? Steroids.
Yeah, so there was no point...
Yeah, well, it was a bit naughty, though, wasn't it? And we got him on the assault.
I wouldn't count on it.
What do you mean?
Sit down.
Thank you, sir.
I hear you told Grant that we wouldn't pursue the assault.
I've made up my mind.
He's been charged. I want your statement this evening.
I'm not doing it to him. He's a mess. It'd be like hitting a man when he's down.
Garfield, it isn't your decision. I want a statement of what happened. An assault on a police officer.
Yeah, but that's it. He hit me because it was me. Somebody that he knew. Somebody that could have helped him but didn't. It wasn't a policeman he hit, it was me.
He assaulted a police officer.
So, with...
Let me finish. The people who saw him do it don't make that distinction. The people you work with don't. Now, if you can't wear that, you better think very carefully about your future in the job. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Go on, you've done this once or twice before.
It wasn't me, Gaz.
What, ESP was it?
You wait!
Enough of that! Hey!
Oh, stand there! You'll have plenty of time to talk to your friend later.
Friend? I didn't say nothing.
Name?
Judas. Guys, I swear I didn't tell him anything.
Gary Thomas.
All right, Mr. Thomas, empty your pockets, please. How much is there?
110 quid. You toe rag, you told me he gave us 50. Just shut it, all right? Rip me off!
That's enough! Calm down.
Now, come on, who's been giving you this money?
Jordan. He wanted us to smash up the trolley and he gave that one to Gary to do it. They're going to use this, you burk. You thought you could get away with sticking me 20 quid.
Jordan has been giving you money to smash up Harry's van.
See what you've done now? Genius. Thought I could trust him.
Him?
I'll count this money and put it in a bag, just in case you don't trust us.
Cheer up. Even Monroe on a Saturday can't be that bad.
Do you ever wish you could keep your life in separate little boxes, eh? Home, friends, work, family. Just keep them all apart.
That'd be neat.
Yeah. That way you might not end up feeling like something that just crawled out from underneath a stone.
Oh, here. Man's best friend.
Cheers, Narrator. Just what I needed.
Go on, they're full of vitamins.
I don't want any of this. Will you clear off?
You think I want to be here after the day I've had? It's cost me an arm and a leg.
What about me?
Mr. Jordan?
Mr. Jordan, we have reason to believe you paid 2 youths to vandalise Mr. Fisher's hot dog van. Now, I'm going to course you,
You what?
Can you go outside, please?
You paid them yobs to put you in here.
Can we speak to you later, sir? Outside, please, if you don't mind.
You can't do anything right, can you?
I'm not signing anything.
No, sir.
Of course, the great beauty of this selection is I can field a square back four or I can play the sweeper system, you know. Oh, George, I've got you down as left back. All right, mate.
Just recently, George isn't exactly what you call a team player.
Here, George, you want to look into compensation for that, eh? Do you want the details?
Yeah, thanks, Reg. Dave, if it gets out that Mal's been using steroids, I mean, if the press get hold of it, could make things worse.
They won't have got it from me.
I'd appreciate that. Right, what time did you nick him?
I got it down at 3:05. Doing your statement, then?
Yeah, my favourite part of the job.
You know he's been using drugs for years. Probably was when he beat you.
Yeah, he was always better than me, though.
But you don't cheat.
So I shouldn't lose any sleep.
All right, gents. Oh, and ladies. Come on, mate, shake a leg.
John James Bunton.
All right, Sid.
Where's
the gear, John? What you want about?
Tape! John James Bunton. We have a warrant to search these premises for power tools and other electrical goods stolen in an armed robbery from Priceways Hypermarket on January the 2nd.
Oh,
Stringer, start in there.
Right.
I haven't got anything.
You two, secure upstairs. We'll start the search down here. You take care of her. She's getting a bit frisky.
Just because he's got a record. You turn up here when you like, you do what you like.
Yeah, that's just about the strength of it, love.
Listen, seriously, Mr. Burnside,
Why don't you just get out of here and leave him alone?
And why don't you just calm down, Cindy? Try and make yourself decent. Make a nice change, wouldn't it?
Oi! Settle down! Tony!
All right, look.
Leave off, Sid. Forget it.
Come on, get her out.
Right. You going to save us a job, or do we have to take this place apart?
I haven't got anything, honest.
Please yourself, John.
Josh, you lot moving in here for good, or what? Till the hypermarket robbery's solved, yeah. Hey, you haven't got change for the tea machine, have you?
No, well, it is permanent then, eh?
Hey, you better watch who you crack that in front of you, know? It's a very sensitive subject.
Yeah.
Who was it grassed on us? Come on, Mr. Burnside, I've been clean for 2 years.
Gov, check this out. It's cannabis. Use a quantity only. Till you find the rest of it.
I'm not dealing.
Did you get wind of this?
No. Even if I did, where would I shift 60 grand worth of Black & Deckers? Would have come in handy now I think of it.
Oh, yeah.
Old lady's always on it just to put up some shelves.
Now, don't push your luck, John.
Look, I've gotten out, Mr. Burnside. I haven't been handing for years, not since you nicked us. You know that.
You saying I've been set up?
I know what the talk is.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it's Sun Hill. It's losing its teeth, isn't it?
Do what?
Hey, it's not me, Mr. Burnside. I'm saying nothing.
Nick him for the drugs.
Oh, come on. Do us a favour.
I just have.
So, where'd you get the information?
None of your business, Ted.
All right, so now what?
We start again, from the top.
On our own?
You got any better suggestions?
Yeah, the Serious Crime Squad.
Oh, no way.
Look, bring them in now. It's no loss of face. If we wait any longer,
Look, some people on this ground think that I'm fair game. Now, do you think I'm having that?
It's my head on the block as well, you know. My chances of promotion are no better than yours at the moment.
Well, then you better get your finger out, hadn't you?
I've already given you some likely names. Denver, Carson.
I'll leave it out.
You didn't even consider them.
I want the witnesses brought back in. Get hold of that bloke who was shot. What's his name? Gregory. See if his memory's improved.
You just don't see it, do you? Reed wants you to go it alone. She's waiting for you to screw up.
Yeah? I'll tell her not to hold her breath.
Crown versus Parker. End of last year went to the Old Bailey.
Yes, I gave evidence.
Well, it's due to go to appeal next month. Rumour has it they're going to go strongly for police harassment.
What exactly are we meant to have done?
They're claiming Parker was pressurised between the time he was picked up and brought in here. Threats, steals, you know, that kind of thing.
If I'd had a quid for every time I've heard that one.
Well, it's their usual tactic when they've got a weak case. You've got to deal with it properly, you've got to blow it straight out of the water.
Yes, sir.
According to that, Sergeant Boyden was the arresting officer.
Oh, I see.
You will let me know if we're going to get into difficulties on this one, won't you?
Yes, of course.
Good. Oh, by the way, how did the raid go this morning?
A washout, I'm afraid.
Why was that?
I think we'd be premature in demanding too many explanations at this stage.
You sure?
Well, it did look like a promising case when I left it to Frank. He's probably just had a run of bad luck.
Okay. Well, keep your eye on it, will you? Bad luck I can live with. Bad judgment, I want to know about it, all right?
Sir. Frank, can you tell me what the raid this morning cost?
I haven't worked out the final figure yet, Ma.
Well, your original estimate was 450. Is it likely to be above that or below?
Above.
No sign of any of the goods stolen in the hypermarket robbery?
I was misinformed.
So, you recovered half an ounce of cannabis. Well, the substance believed to be cannabis. Would you like to come in for a minute, please? You're still saying no to help from outside?
I think we can solve this faster by keeping the investigation in-house, yes, ma'am.
You really think so, even though it's been 3 weeks now?
Yes, Ma'am, I do.
Any new ideas?
We're following up several leads.
Really?
Yes, Ma'am.
Well, it's your show, Frank, though how long it'll stay your show is a different matter.
What exactly do you mean?
Yes, Marion?
Assistant Commissioner Renshaw for you, ma'am. Shall I put him through, or...?
Yes, I'll speak to him. Right. Thank you, Frank. That's all for now.
Ma'am?
DCI Reed? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Would you mind telling me what exactly... Oh. No, I understand.
I could have told him the raid on Bunton would be a no-no.
Then why didn't you?
What, and get my head bitten off for giving good advice? No, thank you. You'd think, wouldn't you, if what they've been saying is true, that it's a toss-up between the DI and Reed, that he'd be a bit
Yeah,
more...
well, who is saying this, really?
Jim, it's not just from this Nick. She wants him transferred or she wants out.
Yeah?
Oh, come on. Reed would have him in a traffic warden's job given half a chance.
It'll make solving crimes a lot easier, all this, doesn't it?
Well, you know what they say? When you get above the rank of sergeant, never let police work get in the way of your career.
Jim.
Duff.
You're with me. Come on, we're going out. There's my man. I want you to stick with me, Jim. In case I do anything out of order.
What?
You're my insurance policy.
Oh, jeez, Carver.
I want to talk to you.
I've got a few things to do, haven't I?
Yeah. Come in for a drink.
Keith Parker. Yeah, I remember him. Lippy little git.
Can you remember the circumstances of the arrest?
Well, it was a long time ago.
Have a go, would you, Sergeant? I've been called into MS-15 tomorrow.
You're joking.
No.
It was a straightforward arrest. Why are they investigating it?
Well, I was hoping you might be able to tell me that.
Well, we caught him breaking and entering down Priory Avenue. Coughed a dozen similar offences as soon as we got him out the door.
What was said to him on the journey from his house to the station?
Eh?
Well, you said he admitted to other offences.
Yeah, but I didn't say anything to him. Well, I didn't question him anyway. Neither did Dave Quinnan.
What, he just started talking?
That's it, yeah.
So you're saying the conversation that took place in the back of the car was entirely voluntary? Neither you nor PC Quinnan did anything to initiate it? For a distance of 3.5 miles, this man Parker just launched into a kind of soliloquy?
With respect, Mum, you know the score. We never gave him the 3rd degree.
It's alleged that you threatened him, tried to set up a deal in the back of the Panda.
So what's he done? Produced a tape recording?
That is not the point, Sergeant.
No, the point is he committed the crimes.
And the conviction won't stand if the appeal court starts thinking you lent on him.
Excuse me, Mum, have you got a moment?
Yes, just a minute, Andrew. Right, I'll get back to you. Why don't you people understand? Pace isn't there to get in our way. It's there to prevent cock-ups like that happening in the first place.
I think it's time you started talking some sense, don't you?
The hypermarket job. Honest. Told you everything I know.
I'm afraid you're going to have to convince me, Peter. Sorry.
It's fault, let's go.
Right. Have one yourself. Do you want to go to the toilet?
Eh?
Of course you do. Come on. Jim. Come in, Jim. Stay by the door.
Ah!
Who set me up, Peter?
I don't know. I don't know!
You came to me with some information.
Everyone knows Bunton's trading again. Anyone could have told you that.
That's not good enough.
Hey!
Go. Got now, mate, OK. Who was it?
Please, I can't.
Can't what?
If anyone sees me talking to you, well, no! Wait, please! It was, there was 2 of them.
Yeah?
It was Martin Riley.
Go on.
He said you nicked him over a stolen motor a few months back. He wanted to settle the score by cooking up the story about Johnny Bunton. He said you buy it.
Who was the other one? Who was it?
No! Alan Pope.
Pope and Riley, what were they doing together?
I don't know. No! Martin was standing off by doing some driving on a job. He'd a fair bit to drink like him. Next time he said he wanted he was one of the shooters.
You telling me that Pope supplied her weapons on a hypermarket job?
Yeah.
Martin Riley was the driver? Who for?
I don't know.
Who for?
I don't know! God's truth! They wouldn't let someone like me know that.
All right. You don't have to tell me. What else?
Well, I do know that the Pope hadn't had the guns back yet. Martin wanted to have a look at them. The Pope said they were still out because of the law's interest.
That's better.
All right, Peter. I'll see you around.
So you'll see me all right?
Come on, Jim. Let's go.
Mr. Burnside! You've got to look after me.
You remember that little accountant we saw?
Yeah?
Who did he say he saw with the Pope and Riley? And who does the Pope supply weapons to?
Kevin Carson.
I owe Ted Roach an apology.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll find some way of avoiding it.
Yeah. Now, look, Gov. Look, I want you to liaise with Ted. I'm going to go and see the chief super, sort out a warrant for Carson's place. Then I'm going to see Munro, organise some uniform. Now, we're going to hit Carson, the Pope and Riley all at the same time first thing tomorrow morning. We've got to move fast, because one word from Crowther, and our Kevin will have those shooters away. And Peter Crowther is a very frightened man.
Yeah, well, he is now.
What's that supposed to mean?
Don't ever do that to me again, Gov.
What are you talking about?
You were bang out of order in there.
Oh, and what they did wasn't, I suppose. A man of 60 goes out shopping with his old lady, meets up with him, and loses the use of both legs. Shot to bits at 15 yards with a sawn-off, he'll never walk again. Do you think Kevin Carson gives a monkeys about that? As for Peter Crowther, he is not the sort of person you sit down in a chair, give him a cup of coffee, and expect him to give you what you want. Now, you listen to me, Jim. Never mind about what the governors say. What the public wants is a bit of muscle. Helps them sleep at night. Now, if you can't see that, you're in the wrong job, pal.
Jim? Up at the window.
Burnside from Carver.
Burnside receiving.
Signs of movement, Gov.
Yeah.
I can't be sure. Hold on.
It's him, it's Riley.
Riley spotted us, Gov. Cover's blown.
Burnside to all units. Go!
OK, let's do it.
Hello, Maureen. Aren't you going to answer that? Kevin! Nice to see you again.
Open up, please!
Would you mind if I made a call to Manchester?
You can do that down at the station, Mr. Pope.
And that's where I get to find out what all this is about, is it?
That's right.
You're being cautioned, Kevin. Do you understand why you're here? What were you doing on the morning of January the 2nd? That was a Thursday, if it's any help. When did you last see Alan Pope? Alan Pope, Kevin, when did you last see him?
I've never heard of him. You prove I have.
I'd be surprised if Kevin Carson was in the frame for this. He's big time.
Well, I wouldn't question it, Kim. You've got MS-15 to worry about.
Yes, indeed.
It might be worth telling Renshaw there are fewer complaints against officers in this nick than most in the Met.
Don't worry, I've done my homework.
Keys, Mrs. Carson.
4 marks for observation.
Where are they for, please?
Garden shed. It wasn't locked anyway.
Right. And what's this one for?
It's my lockup. End of the road, gouge number 5.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Frank's stitching my husband up, is he? No.
I want you to use the time constructively, Mr. Pope. Think about what I've put you in. I'll see you again in an hour.
That's fine by me, Sergeant.
Any joy?
Nah, it's getting iffy about a minute. They got that little cartel of theirs wrapped up tight in the spring.
So far.
Well, even if you do get to Carson, Pope's going to walk away from this one unscathed.
We brought them in when we did for a good reason, see?
Yeah, I know. I wasn't criticising. They had anything from Tosh yet?
No.
What about Riley? What did Carver think he was doing, parking up in front?
All right, Ted, just leave it, will you?
Come in. Hello, Kim.
Morning, sir.
Let me introduce you. Commander Bill Huxley. Good to put a face to the name. Heard a lot about you.
Sir.
Take a seat, Chief Inspector.
Thank you.
Now, how are things at Sun Hill?
Fine, sir.
Charlie Brownlow and I were skippers together over at Hackney. Long time ago now.
Really?
Yes, we had some right old times back at that section house. remember me to him, will you?
Yes, I will. Sir, would you explain exactly what this interview is all about? If I am under investigation, I'd rather we just got on with it, if you don't mind.
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, but I've really been given very little warning about this, apart from a brief conversation I had with my chief superintendent. I am aware of one or two vague rumours of misconduct at my station, nothing more.
Kim.
And they're certainly not cases in which I had any direct involvement with the alleged...
Kim. What made you think you were under investigation? Bill wanted to talk to you about a superintendent vacancy at MS-15 that's coming up shortly. Thought you might be interested.
Well, yes, I would. But as you know, I'm only a chief inspector.
There are boards for superintendent coming up next month. If you applied, who knows how lucky you'd be. The assistant commissioners told me a lot about your work at Sun Hill. If you were successful in the board, I know we'd be interested in looking at you for the vacancy.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, if you want to be investigated as well, I'm sure we can arrange something.
Carson's had his hour. Do you want to take him back in for an interview?
Any news?
Not yet, no.
All right. Give us a couple of minutes.
There's nothing here.
Hey, Tosh.
Yeah?
Magic. Alan Pope, the man who supplied you with the weapons, he and Martin Riley have been socialising lately. Did you know that? Quite talkative, as I understand it.
I doubt it.
You met him, haven't you, Jim? You'd have to gag Riley to stop him shooting his mouth off.
Quick word, Gov. D.I. Burnside's left the room due to an interruption by DC lines. D.I. Burnside has re-entered the room.
You say you never owned a gun, Kevin?
That's right.
2 sawn-off shotguns matching the descriptions of the ones used in the robbery have been found in your garage. You got anything to say? Or are you going to lapse into another of your famous silences?
Now, don't you stitch me up, Frank. You slag!
Carver!
Into the original!
You're looking at 25 years here, Kevin. Unless you do the sensible thing and tell me about Alan Pope, Riley and the other man involved. And I might just get it down to 15.
You're asking for what I'm receiving. Oh. Ambulance required. Alleyway, Wyatt Street.
Peter Carver's been shot in the legs.
In the legs, eh? Well, that's neat, anyway.
Gov, he wanted looking after, he said.
Did he tell us where we can find Riley?
He was on an oxygen machine. I doubt very much if he knows anything.
Yeah. I'll have to find Riley some other way. That's if Kevin's mates don't get hold of him first.
Hang on a minute, Gov. Don't you think we should share some of the responsibility?
What for?
Well, your informant's been kneecapped. We got the information out of him in full view of an own pub. Now, what do you expect?
What I got?
Oh, and that's it.
Well, it'll do, mate. Catch you later, Jim.
Yes?
Mom. Nice little result.
Oh, good. Leave the report on my desk, would you, Frank?
Do what?
I shan't be back this afternoon. Tomorrow morning will be fine.
No. Sorry. I'm worth more than this. You're not giving me the brush off.
Pass on my congratulations to all concerned. You did a good job, Frank. Sincerely.
Bigger fish to fry, is it?
News obviously travels fast.
It does where I'm concerned, yeah. So whose back are you going to be climbing on next, then?
I'll forget you said that.
You don't have to. You didn't think I'd pull it off, did you?
I had every confidence.
Just say it. For my benefit. So as I'll know where I stand with you. Do you know what gets me with you people on accelerated promotion? You never get your hands dirty. Not even when you're rubbing someone's nose right in it.
If you know so much about the way it's done, what's stopping you?
Self-respect.
Goodbye, Frank.
Stand well clear, please. Thank you, madam. Right. That's your lot, Gun.
Thanks. Someone from the yard will be over to Sun Hill a bit later. Be able to give you make, colour and year from this little lot.
At least it'll be a start. So far, all we've got is a gold car C/G reg.
Mr. and Mrs. Phillips. My name's June Ackland. I'm from Sun Hill Police Station. It looks like this was done by joyriders.
That doesn't surprise me.
Is there anything I can do to help? I mean, do you need someone to pick your other daughter up from school?
Just get the bastard who did this.
Here, Tone. The car in the hit and run this morning. Gold C Reg, yeah?
What about it?
I think that's it.
George, please! Move it!
Go on. You get after them. I'll see if there's anybody in there.
Move it!
You're gonna need one!
We could do with a fire brigade and a tow truck as well, thanks.
I lost the other one. Did you get anyone out?
I just burnt my arm, that's all.
Oh, we ain't gonna get a commissioner's commendation for that.
What's his name?
I didn't do nothing.
What'd you run away for then?
I was just watching. I didn't nick it or anything.
Empty your pockets.
Who's your mate?
What mate?
Come on, the other guy you ran away with.
What guy?
Come here. Radio ham, are ya?
You're under arrest for suspicion of AVT. You're not obliged to say... What?
Get him in the car now.
Come on, Tone, they're just a bunch of kids.
Get him in the car!
Nice people, mate!
It's a crack car, this. You want to get a rover 827 like the traffic cops have. Really move, ain't it?
How would you know?
Been in one. Not a cop car, though. Same model. Been in everything I have.
Yeah, well, you're up to your neck in something else right now, aren't you?
You can't do nothing to me.
No?
Nah. Only 14, ain't I?
Yeah, cup of tea. Thanks. Johnny went out for a pint of milk. She'll be all right. Sorry about my husband. Don't worry about it. Look, why don't you sit down? He never wanted her to have a bike, you see. You can't keep him wrapped up in cotton wool, can you? Oh, don't blame yourself. Blame those idiots in the car. Said it was bound to happen sometime. Things that have been going on our estate.
Well, apparently they've talked to about half a dozen newspapers, accusing Sun Hill of letting the Whitegate estate be turned into some sort of racetrack.
Well, sir, it is an understandable misconception, given the degree of lawlessness we seem to be tolerating on that estate. Every indicator we've had over the last month suggests the Whitegate's estate is high risk for a major social disturbance.
That is why we don't want to go off half-cocked, not for the sake of a few kids and some stolen cars.
Or for the sake of one little girl.
Look, Derek, I am a father too. I know just how Mr. and Mrs. Phillips feel. That's why I want these youths caught and off the streets just as much as the rest of you.
Could we establish a few facts? How many cars are being nicked?
20 this week, 4 up on the week before.
3 cars a day.
And how do we know that they're not just working for some car ring?
The only things that go are the radio cassettes, and not always then. They dump the wrecks on the waste ground behind the estate, and then the little brothers and sisters take over.
Yeah, like an adventure playground.
And we know who's at it?
Oh, sure. The juvenile courts have been slapping their wrists and letting them go for the past year. I got a file this thick.
The general feeling is it's getting more organised now.
They'll be laying on public entertainments next.
There's a lot of frustration on the reliefs.
Well, it's hardly surprising, is it? 30-odd young boys on one estate are making us all look like prize idiots.
Mr. Conway's been trying to get him to move on this for weeks.
You reckon we'll get some action now?
Maybe, but the Chief Super's got a real dilemma. Is the publicity worse if he does something, or worse if he carries on doing nothing?
No. Thanks. Between you and me, the real dilemma is the overtime budget is virtually shot. Yet Mr. Brownlow wants to take some action, but an operation of this scale, we'll never do it on the relief.
Go on. Oh, I'll see when you get that all sorted out.
Right. Darren Rodney, isn't it?
You know you can't do nothing until our parents get it, don't you?
Sit down.
Well, what happened exactly?
We lifted a lad. Some of his mates turned up for a brick.
How many?
15 to 20 kids. They didn't chuck it till we were driving off. It's just some little scrope trying to get cred with his mates. Then they all joined in. What's more interesting is the lad we nicked had a radio scanner.
Yes, I've already informed the Chief Super about that. I want to talk to the lad. Come and get me when his parents are in.
Sir.
The arm's fine, thanks for asking. Well, we got the victim and probably the weapon. All we need to do is nail the suspect.
All you've got is a lad running away from the vehicle.
That's good enough for me.
Is it good enough for the magistrate, though?
What's he done now?
Are you the father of Darren Rodney?
No. Kaz, it's a copper for Darren again.
I'm not going down that station again. No way.
Quinnan, you booked your prisoner in? Yes, Sarge. Right, get back down the Whitegate. You've got a serious incident report in the precinct.
What again?
What's the odds your little mate's friends are showing their disapproval?
Darren has been picked up on suspicion of aggravated vehicle taking.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
Well, basically it covers a combination of offences. Taking a vehicle without the owner's consent, dangerous driving, as well as causing an accident or injury.
Well, he's in a lot of trouble then, isn't he?
Look, this is a serious matter. He's got a record. We can't interview him without his mother or father being present.
Well, go and find him then.
Eh?
I'm not his mother. No relation. He came with my ex from one of his previous marriages, and when he bogged off, he left me with Darren as well as the 2 he gave me. I've done what I could for Darren, but he's a waste of time, and I've had enough, all right?
Can I go and have a look in his room?
Nothing much to see. We have to go inside.
Maybe.
It's only that we could do with the space for my 2 boys. This is new.
Well, where'd he get the money?
Doesn't take much imagination. And he's only thieved my manicure set as well. I've been looking for this.
Well, perhaps if you'd have shown more of an interest, you'd have found it earlier. Look, I should imagine we're going to have to take some of this stuff away as evidence.
Take it all. You can clear his whole room out. I'm not having him back here again.
Right, has everyone got you a cup of tea? Or would you like one?
Have you got anything stronger?
Or someone's been round to your home. You don't know where your parents are then?
They're dead.
We're waiting for your probation officer so he can interview you.
Cup of tea. 3 sugars. If you're making one.
You all right, love?
No, she ain't.
OK, madam, thanks.
Anyone see anything? Nick car come round that corner about 100 miles an hour, didn't it? Nearly killed her and all her kids.
You all right?
She was standing on the edge waiting to cross, weren't you? It come up from behind. That little girl was only knocked over this morning.
How'd you know the car was stolen?
Well, nobody's going to treat their own car like that, are they?
Did you recognise any of the boys in the car?
At that speed?
Or were they black, brown, white, what?
They was white.
What colour was the car?
Grey.
What, mate?
XR2. There.
Yeah!
Check on an XR2. They've stopped. Playing games, Tony. They're playing games.
Dave, your grey XR2. Reported lost or stolen since 11:05 from Kilo Whiskey section.
Cheers, Skip. MP from Sierra 1. Urgent message.
Sierra 1 from MP. Go ahead.
Pursuing grey XR2. Registration Juliet 210 Papa Tango Foxtrot. Vehicle just jumped the red light, turning right into Lensfield Road. Go, Tone.
Idiots!
You got him. You've got him.
India 99er is in vicinity. Please give location.
Subjects turning left into Westlake Street. Suspect vehicles all over the place. We'll need a second car to block them in.
Echo Kilo from India 99er. We've got visual contact.
Look at it. Well, enough bad publicity without being seen terrorising across a kid's playing field.
Subjects have left the road, but because of danger to pedestrians, we're unable to follow.
Received, Echo Kilo.
Oh, well, we got her.
Yeah. Well, look what it took just to stop one stolen vehicle.
Yeah, but what if we didn't? We'd have had another injured kid on our hands.
I've traced the fragments found at the scene of the accident to this car.
Could they have come from any BMW?
Well, we'll have to check.
Okay, right.
Four scrapes to do me. With AVT, they should get 2 years each.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd get the kid from the hit and run this morning.
The one you let get away.
Yeah, well, he's probably gone to the ground now.
He's probably not even bothered. They torched the car. He knows unless his mate grasses him up, we've got nothing to link him to the accident. Possible witness, perhaps. Depends if we can get Chummy to come across.
But if this kid gets away with it, they think they can get away with anything.
Don't worry. For a bit of luck, he'll kill himself the next time.
After this time, I really have. These kids taking a mick.
Let it drop, eh, Dave? Got enough pain for the arms.
Thank you, Inspector. You all right, Darren?
Thank you.
Look, what's all this for? I didn't kill anybody or anything. I just nicked a car.
Nicking cars isn't just anything, Darren. It's a criminal offence and potentially lethal.
Not dangerous, because we're brilliant drivers.
Well, if you're that brilliant, why do you write off so many? What do you think the owners feel like when they find the car's gone?
Sick as parrots. Serves them right. Why should they have a flash car and think we can't steal it? Look, I've admitted I've done it. Get on with it, Colson. Where's the form?
Sit down.
Those youths in the car that Supt and Colin were following were clearly trying to provoke me.
Yeah, because they've got it into their heads that we don't follow through on anything.
Well, you should follow your own argument through. I'm not going to risk a riot arresting some teenagers who the court are going to let off with a caution anyway.
Look, we cannot be seen doing nothing while that little girl is in hospital. Apart from anything else, the press would crucify us. That lad brought in this morning had a scanner. They're monitoring police radios to avoid arrest. They're organised. Now, we think we might be able to identify a ringleader.
A ringleader? You're clutching at straws, Derek.
You admit stealing the car that you were seen running away from this morning?
I keep saying, don't I?
Were you driving it earlier on this morning?
For a bit, and I got bored and got out.
Oh, yeah, so what time was that?
Dunno.
Oh, this was before the accident or after?
What accident?
Who was driving the car then?
I dunno. What accident?
Your mate who ran off and left you. What's his name?
What do you think I am?
Oh, stop mucking me around, Darren. He's no mate of yours, is he? Left you in it this morning, didn't he?
Inspector Munro.
Yes.
Can I remind you that this boy is a minor who has already admitted the offence?
Thank you. You think police cautions are some kind of voucher system. Reckon you can collect half a dozen before anything happens to you. But this is more serious, Darren.
Look, he's already told you he knows nothing about the accident. He's admitted to the theft. All you can do is charge him with that, Inspector.
Interview suspended. Another cup of tea, Darren? Do you want to help come get him in?
Still burning?
Yeah. I'll go up to the hospital later.
Look, I was thinking of speaking to Munro. Maybe a few of us staying on after the shift, going up the estate and setting up an elbow.
A bit of overtime,
No voluntary. Look, you don't have to if you don't want to.
This has really wound you up.
Tony, you've got a kid lying in hospital. I just feel... I don't know, it's been going on for too long. Someone's got to do something. Just an idea.
Go on then. Remember, I'm only use one hand.
Cheers, mate. I'll see if I can round up a few others.
If this girl dies, Darren could be looking at manslaughter.
I can appreciate your position. I mean, my own car was stolen last week. In fact, I meant to ask you if anyone had found anything.
You'll be lucky.
Have you got a minute, sir?
Excuse me.
We've got a load of stuff from Darren's room which we think might be nicked.
Oh, I think we've got enough on Darren to be getting on with, but pass it on to CID.
What you decided to do to me? Send me to Bolster?
No, it's not down to us, but yes, the direction things are going, I'd say you're on your way.
Couldn't give a toss.
Interview recommences, those present as before. So, tell me about your mates.
What mates?
Haven't you got any mates, Darren?
Of course I have.
So, how's it going to affect them if you go down for a stretch for this?
What do you mean? I don't understand. It's not going to bother them.
They won't be bothered, will they?
It's only balls tall. So what? It's not so bad.
Is that what they told you?
Look, I said I couldn't give a toss.
Did you know the girl that was knocked over?
I said everything I wanted to say.
Katie Phillips. She lives on the estate, doesn't she?
I don't know.
But you know what she looked like?
No.
But you must have seen her when you hit her. What happened? Did you lose control of the car?
Look, I only nicked it.
Oh, I thought you wanted to take the rap for everything.
No.
Well, that's not what you've told me so far, is it?
You're never going to get this bloke. He's got it up here. He's got you sus.
This is your mate, the driver?
The bloke's wicked. He knows everything. Right. If you had a Cosworth and he had a 205 or GTI, he'd do you no problem. Pee all over you. Serious. The geezer knows handbrake turns, the lot.
So how come he hit the girl today?
Dunno.
You realise she's on a life support machine because of you?
Look, it was probably her fault.
So this friend of yours is a good mate?
The bloke's solid. He's the only guy you can really rely on. If I was in Stuck, not even that, if I needed money or something, I know I'd be there, right?
It doesn't matter that because of him a little girl was nearly killed?
Nah. That's just the way it goes.
Steve.
Yeah, you had a good chase this morning.
Yeah, but we got the wrong guy. Listen, I was thinking of having a crack at setting up an elbow after the shift's over. The idea originally was to get the lad to drive from the hit and run this morning. But I mean, if we get anyone, it'll be a result.
Who's asking you to do this?
It's voluntary.
Start doing that, we'll never get any overtime.
Look, the girl's in hospital, yeah? I mean, she could have been killed. I mean, Brownlow may not want to do anything, but... I don't know, I mean, we're policemen, yeah? There must be something we can do, for God's sake. You can't just let them cock their legs and laugh.
What were you going to achieve?
Well, it's no use just catching them twocking, right? With an elbow, we get the evidence, yeah? It's not just a matter of pride, yeah?
Who else have you got?
It's me and Tony so far.
Tell you what you should do, maybe. Get the cab room to radio out, see who's interested.
You can't do it. You can't do it. That's partly the problem. They've got scanners. That's how these little bastards are keeping ahead of us.
OK. Well, as long as we get the scrope.
We'll get him.
You wonder why you bother with some of these lads?
Well, you're not getting anywhere.
You look at him and you can't help thinking, he's too young to be acting this old. But then hear what comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, well, his home circumstances are pretty rough.
I'm bored to the roof with all that stuff about it being the parents' fault. It's no help to us, is it? I mean, the way he's going, this lad's probably only a couple of years off being a parent himself. Yes.
Another word, sir.
Yes, what is it?
Well, I haven't spoken to June yet, but I've spoken to a few others on the relief about staying on after 2. Perhaps going up the White Gate, seeing if we could, well, I don't know, if we could arrest this so-called ringleader.
Overtime?
No, sir, we'd volunteer.
Well, how many officers are we talking about?
6 so far.
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Well, that's a magnanimous gesture. I'll have to speak to Mr. Conway.
Well, I promised a couple of lads I'll let them know as soon as possible, sir, so they can cancel appointments and such.
OK, I'll see what I can do.
Not so sure about this, Jean. What does magnanimous mean?
I won't worry about it, Dave. You won't get called it that often.
Come in.
Andrew's come to me with a very interesting suggestion from the relief, sir.
Oh, yes?
A group of PCs have put themselves forward for unpaid overtime, sir, in an effort to see if we can catch the ringleader.
I'm not very keen on the idea. It sounds too much like a vigilante group. But the point is, sir, the PCs on the relief have had enough. Now, they're prepared to give up time to do something about it. So let's get on that estate, snatch a few bodies and see what we can turn over.
It'd do a lot for morale, sir.
There's no way we can do this with a normal relief, say with the assistance of CID.
No, sir, we wouldn't have enough cover even for the domestics and drunks.
All right. Let's go ahead tonight. But if we're going to do this thing, let's do it properly. Damn the overtime costs.
Nice one, Andrew.
It's more Dave Quinnan, sir.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
See you later.
Can I have a word?
What is it?
I've been looking through some of the stuff that June gave me, the stolen items collected from Darren's home. Now, unless this has been done with special effects, it's got to be pretty good evidence of something.
Who is that lad?
He's in it all the way through. Hold on. You can see him more clearly here.
I want Donna Harris to look at this.
Right, sir.
Well, the oboe is on, and you'll be glad to know you're going to get paid overtime.
Yeah!
Hang on, listen. There might be a change of plan. I want you all upstairs to CID. Don't bother getting changed. Come on. Oh, Mr. Brown.
Right.
Come on, come on.
Does anyone recognise him?
Like the geezer from Dann.
That's the lad, isn't it? That's the driver.
Oh, well done. Now, what's his name?
Well, it looks a bit like Dave Wright's boy.
Yeah.
I know it isn't, but...
We need his name.
Picture quality could be better.
What do you want, Nikon digital stereo?
You know, if he had long hair, I'd say that was Gary Parks. Is it?
Yeah? Yeah, you could be right.
Oh, Gary Parks. Let's have a photograph and an address.
Spring 1 to autumn 2. I'm in position.
Get ready. Go. What's going on?
I'm arresting you for aggravated vehicle taking. You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say may be used in evidence. Seen any good videos lately?
At least we'll have something good to tell the injured girl's parents.
Date of birth?
25th of the 12th, 73.
Place of birth?
Bethlehem.
Empty your pockets.
You're gonna need to beat him aside again.
I'm surprised the Diddies want to pitch camp here. You know how superstitious they are.
Superstitious? What's that got to do with the price of fish?
It's a bad place, Canley Fields. It's evil.
Rubbish. It's not places that are evil, Steve, it's people.
What's the odds? That's the motor used on cuttings.
Yeah, the back of it's pretty smashed in.
I'll sling the index through.
I'll go and see if the nice, honest travelling folks or anything.
June! June!
Sean! Long time no see.
All right, June's my mate.
Yeah. Oh,
June gave me Rex, didn't you, June?
How's he been keeping?
Oh, he's mustard. He's flaming mustard,
Yeah. And how are you? You been keeping out of trouble?
June. Oh, I'm a good lad. I don't mess about.
Yeah, I know you are. How's your mum? Still flogging Lucky Heather?
Lucky? It's lucky if she can find a bit of Rex ain't weed on. He likes a piss, does Rex?
So where you been then? Must be what? A couple of years since you were here?
Oh, where ain't we been? All over. Kent, Essex, Dorset. Ah, we've been bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, what happened to your language, eh?
Or stolen from the long stay at City Airport. Last registered keeper, Mr. Kenneth Howe Green.
Let's hope he's fully com.
So what did they look like?
Black blokes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well?
Wouldn't give us a time of day.
They were though, June. Black blokes, black as coal.
How many of them?
2.
And they set fire to the car?
Yeah, but half hour before you got here. And then they ran off to that estate on the south side.
What are you lot doing up this time of the morning anyway?
We was looking at the girls and nurses in their houses through the windows.
Yeah. You can get into a lot of trouble doing that, Sean.
Well, he's just looking. Not causing no harm. If they don't want looking at, they shouldn't leave their curtains open, should they?
Yeah.
Brains will be here after 9.
They want us to hang on.
Reggie's going to babysit.
Do you want to come in for a cup of tea or something?
Wild horses wouldn't drag me into one of your stinkholes.
I'm sorry about him, Sean.
That's all right. He's probably had a bad night or something. Seems like a nice bloke.
Yeah, well. Look, I'll catch you before you're off, all right?
Yeah, we'll be here about 6 weeks.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
That was a bit unnecessary, wasn't it? That lad is one of the straightest blokes I know, bar none, in or out of a job.
That village idiot. Left the banjo indoors, did he? He's a good few tunes short of a medley.
What, so what? QED, he's well at it?
Of course he is. They all are.
I've known Sean Leary for 5 years, and never once in all that time has he lied to me about anything.
As far as you know.
Cooperation and mutual respect. Not only interdepartmentally, but interagently as well, between ranks, right across the board. I think communication between CID and uniform is better now than any time that I can remember. Don't you agree, Derek?
Always, sir.
Frank? Inspector Burnside.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I had a bit of a late session with an informant last night.
Who was that with then, Frank? Jim Beam or Jack Daniels?
I was remarking on greater interplay between your department and uniform. What do you think?
I think it would be a good idea, sir.
Well, Derek's going to put his weight 100% behind the idea.
Oh, that is good news. I mean, with Chief Inspector Conway's weight behind it. Does that mean I'm going to get that extra manpower I've asked for on Operation Shutdown?
We've been through this, Frank.
What's that?
A matter Inspector Burnside and I have already discussed, sir.
Ram raid, sir.
I went through all this with Kim before she went on leave. We simply don't have the manpower.
I'll settle for half.
No!
We really can't spare the numbers.
No, sir.
All right. Sorry, Frank. Now, where was I?
Greater interdepartmental cooperation, sir.
How much is that a square yard? I'm looking to do my front room out, but I don't think green will match the curtains.
Oh, that's funny.
Why don't you have a fag?
Good idea.
Every night.
I know what I need.
That's disgusting, Ted.
Oh, that's just a livener.
Michael back with that Collins video.
Speak of the devil. Morning all, lovely day. One ram raid captured in glorious Securavision. Can you go to
10 minutes
53
ago.
Church Road?
Do you need an ambulance?
Over.
Right. Yeah, I've got it. Curie House, staff nurse Brown. Okay. And you'll stay with her. Right, we'll get someone to you as soon as possible. Yeah, don't mention it. Thanks, Steve. Viv, indecent assault just in. Student nurse at Curie House, Orange Hill Rise. I don't know. Well, they didn't want an ambulance.
Indecent assaulting, Gov. Curie House.
What, the nurses lost you?
It's a student that's been assaulted.
There, you see the guy by the offside wing? Pound to a penny, that's Fletcher Stanley.
You wish.
Serious, is it?
Well, I won't know till I get there, will I? I mean, I presume it's me you want to go.
Run it again, Mike.
You know, it being a woman's thing and all that. Right then.
So this lad Sean...
Leary, sir.
Sean Leary said in your hearing that he'd been watching nurses. And now you're saying there's been a sexual assault on a nurse at Curie House.
It is the only nurse's accommodation off Canley Field, sir.
I'll notify CID. Check with Donna, see if Leary's got a club number.
Right, sir.
I thought I was dreaming. I was asleep, and I sort of woke up, and there was someone, a man in the room, and I could feel something sharp against my throat just here. And as I woke up, he said if I screamed, he'd cut my throat. And then he put tape over my mouth.
Sorry about it. Hang on now. Excuse me.
All right, Lisa. You've done brilliantly so far. Now I'd like to see if we can try and look at some details, yeah?
Okay.
Now, did you get a look at his face at any time?
No, it was dark.
What sort of voice was it?
Well, it's hard to tell. He was whispering.
But was it London, Cockney?
No, not London.
Viv, can I have a word?
Yeah, sure. Excuse me.
Good view of Canley Fields.
Yeah, it's nice in the summer.
I won't keep her on. Looks like we've got a suspect.
Already?
Yeah. That's why Alistair called. Apparently, one of those pikers has been watching the nurses getting their kit off.
Peeping Tom?
He's also come up with a name, Sean Leary.
Never heard of him.
Neither have I. I'm going down there to check it out. Would you mind going standing in the window, see if I can see you?
Yeah, sure.
Good girl.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Does he work on all your cases?
Most of them, yeah.
All right, mate? Just looking like.
Your name's Sean Leary.
That's right. Who might you be?
Police. Sean Leary, I'm arresting you on suspicion of having committed an indecent assault. You don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Now, if you don't know or can't afford a solicitor to act on your behalf, we will appoint one for you. Do you wish to exercise that right?
I don't know. What do you reckon? I ain't done nothing, you see.
It's your decision, Mr. Leary.
No, I'm all right.
Prisoner declined legal representation. You can, of course, change your mind at any time. If you decide later you want a solicitor present, you just let me know, all right?
Yes, sir.
You're also entitled to have someone informed of your arrest.
Could you tell my mum?
Call her yourself if you want.
No, we ain't got a phone. We're camped over on Candy Fields. It's a big beige caravan just south of the pond.
All right, we'll see if you've got someone spare can go and tell her, OK?
Yeah, thanks, mister. It's Mrs. Leary.
Now, here's a copy of your rights, as I've explained them to you. You can keep that. Now, if you'd just sign this, please, Mr. Leary. It's a receipt for your personal property. Sign there by that cross on that line. Yeah.
Right.
Sarge, we've done a CRO check on Leary. Nothing. Not even a parking ticket.
OK. Cheers, Steve.
Alistair, I've got a job for you. Hang on, Loxton. Have we got him for the rest of the day?
Dunno.
Do you want to do a proper job?
Yeah. If you can square it with Mr. Monroe.
You tell Mr. Monroe that I am carrying through the Chief Super's interdepartmental cooperation proposals. That'll shut him up. I want you to go and search Leary's gaff. Take Steve with you and take some backup. You know what those jippos are like.
Right, what are we looking for?
A knife. Possibly a mask. He gaffer taped her mouth, so there should be a roll of that somewhere. I'd imagine he stashed the whole lot together.
Right.
Do you like girls, Sean?
Some.
Of course you do. What sort of girls do you like?
Pretty ones.
You got a girlfriend?
No.
What's that then?
Don't know.
Don't do that.
Check that lot, we'd have a field day. Bet none of them's taxed. You can forget insurance. In fact, I put money on most of them being ringers.
Sure. Hey, we're looking for the Leary's caravan. Know which one it is? Cheers.
Yes?
Mrs. Leary? Detective Sergeant Greg P.C. Loxton, Sun Hill. We have a warrant to search these premises.
Hey? Why? What for? Why have you come here?
Are you aware your son, Sean Leary's been arrested?
What is it, Mark?
They've only nicked Sean.
Is that right?
I do have a warrant.
I don't care what bit of arsewipe you've got. You're not coming in here, and that's that.
Would you please stand aside?
Neil?
If my mum says you're not coming in, you're not coming in. That's fine, all right?
You want to be arrested for obstruction.
I know you got to do what you got to do, mate, but you're not coming in here.
Sean, you like the nurses, though, don't you?
Yeah.
You like to watch them.
Well, sometimes if we ain't got nothing better to do. Like it's too dark for footy and that, you know.
We? Who else watches with you?
Me, Marky, Adam, Jimmy and the gang and that. You know, it's my binoculars, though. I get longest look.
Where do you go?
Outside their house.
Whose house?
Nurse's house, where they live.
And what do you look at?
When they get up and when they go to bed and they take off their clothes and you can see all their privates and that.
You like looking at them when they've got no clothes on?
Yeah, gets a bit boring after a while, though.
Do you ever want to do anything else besides watching?
Like what?
Well, can't be very nice standing out in the cold just watching. You ever want to look at them closer too? Touch them?
No fear. That's how you get them into trouble. That's what Mum says. Does she know where I am yet?
Right. Come on, in. Let's go.
What?
Socko found a set of prints over at Curie House, on the girl's bedpost and on the tape used to gag her with. Good clear prints, apparently.
I didn't think you'd have the smarts to wear gloves.
Says if we can fax over a high-res blow-up copy of our suspect's dabs, she might be able to
We'll
give you
do
a...
it then. So what do you think of him?
Slippery.
Like an eel.
I don't think he's as daft as he makes out. I mean, all that looking around the room, making out as if he's got trouble paying attention. I don't know whether it's for real or not.
Yeah, I know.
Makes the silences hard to work, I'll tell you that. I mean, you think if it is for real, and you let it go on for too long, you're going to lose him. It starts working against you.
Yeah, well, we've nothing to file, have we? I mean, no medical records, no social reports, nothing to tell us whether he's trying to work a flanker. But if he is, he's good at it.
You in bed, Mrs. Leary? Who's the eldest? Neil? So, who'd want the top bunk? Hottest in summer, coldest in winter. Who wouldn't want it? Bottom bunk Neil, top bunk Sean. Ah, that'll do nicely.
Do you recognise that knife, Sean? Do you know where we found that knife? Which bed do you sleep in when you're at home, Sean?
Top bunk. Top bunk's best.
We found that knife under the pillow of the top bunk. Any idea how it got there?
That's where I left it.
So whose knife is that then, Sean?
This is my knife.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, alone. Is this the knife you took with you when you went to watch the nurses? The knife you took inside? The knife you used to frighten the nurse to do what you wanted her to? Is it?
No.
Where's the mask you wore?
I didn't wear a mask.
She says you did.
Well, I didn't.
What, you thought it was too dark for her to see your face, did you?
Yeah. No. No. What is it you're saying?
Did you wear a mask or didn't you?
You're confusing me
No,
now.
I'm not. It's a simple question. What's the answer?
I don't know.
You don't know? Did you wear a mask when you went in there or not?
No, because I never went in there.
I think you did. You did, didn't you, Sean?
No, no, I didn't. Just shut up and leave me alone.
I'm afraid we can't do that, Sean.
Well, I want to see that bloke who was here when I come in. Peters. I want to see Peters.
Fill the cavity or bend over. What is your real name? Can you keep the noise down? Now listen, you're going to charge us on bloody well what? What is it, Ted? As you can see, we're not exactly slack at the moment.
It's Leary. He wants to see you.
What now?
Yeah, he says he wants to say another word until he sees you.
Oh, hell. All right. Matt! Look after the shot, will you, for a minute?
Come on, to the front. Peters, you said you could get me a legal bloke, didn't you?
Do you want one?
Does it mean they'd have to stop asking me all these questions?
Until your solicitor got here, if that's what you want, yes. When he arrives, he's sitting here with you while these officers continue with the interview.
Get me one, please, Peters.
You'll have to go back in the cells till he gets here.
Oh, I don't mind that.
Take him back then, Alec.
You sign him out, you bring him back.
Ask me, Litten, you need your head examined. Exposing yourself this weather.
Some people will do anything for a free meal.
Neil! Go, son, go!
He's what? He's escaped.
I thought that's what you said. You were only walking him back to his cell. What happened? An off-duty SAS snatch squad pop in and do him a favour? Stun grenades, chopper waiting on the roof?
There was nothing I could do.
Oh, but you do it so well. And you had a dozen wooden tops in there and all.
Yeah, watching nigh on 20 prisoners.
Well, now you've got 4 less to worry about, haven't you?
Alec Peters.
Oh, Alec Peters. I might have guessed. I bet he's well upset, isn't he? Having to put his knitting down for a minute.
I'm not having you insulting my officers, Inspector.
Your officers couldn't organise a bunk-up in a brothel.
Oh, and where's your lot? Sleeping it off somewhere? He doesn't even have the sense to go out and do it.
I see you've taken Mr. Brownlow's plea for closer cooperation to heart. Instead of shouting separately, you now shout together. Well, it is a start, I suppose.
His flatheads have lost my prisoner.
He was in CID's care at the time, hadn't been handed back to the custody sergeant.
Is that what we've come down to now, is it? It wasn't me, it was him. Pathetic's what it is. Look, I don't give a toss who lost him, but I suggest you both get your fingers out and find him sharpish, or I shall want to know why.
Come on. Where are you?
Right, still Leary.
Leave me alone.
Suspect Leary heading west of Canal towards Salt Grove Road, 363 in pursuit.
All units, vicinity of the canal. 363 Loxton in pursuit of Sean Leary, heading west towards Salt Grove Road.
Sierra 1, we're at Salt Grove Road now.
Loxton's found him by the canal.
When?
We're headed north on Salt Grove Road.
Yeah, received.
Just now.
Right.
Leary's left Salt Grove Road, heading west, going west along the canal bank.
Repeat previous, Steve. Repeat previous, Steve.
Skip?
Loxton, Sergeant Maitland. Repeat previous message.
Repeat previous, Steve.
Repeat previous message.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks very much for all your help.
Go.
No trouble. Yeah. Look, I'm obliged to you. Thanks very much. Okay, bye.
Loxton spotted Leary out by the canal. We're closing in on him.
That was the sucker. Leary's prints are a blowout. The ones she found at the hostel don't match his. But they do match one Kevin Robert Parry, known sex offender, released from Wandsworth 2 weeks ago. Leary's off the hook.
Steve, are you receiving? Please acknowledge if you can hear me. Steve, are you receiving?
Steve! Steve!
Steve! Steve! Tony! Tony, down here! Oh,
He went straight down, Jude. It's the way he was cold.
Yeah, it's all right, Sean, it's all right. Don't
Sierra
worry.
Oscar, Sierra 1. Urgent assistance. Officer injured. Ambulance to Salt Grove Road. It's Loxton. And we've got Leary.
Received, Tony.
Yeah, so that's it, Steve. That's it. Deep.
Tony,
Come on.
look, bring him back. But we've just heard that forensic has put Leary out of the frame.
Received.
I never done it, Jude. Honest, I didn't.
It's all right, Sean. I know you didn't. It's all...
Good afternoon.
Hello. Can I come in?
Of course you can. Did you call ahead?
Yes, I did. It's hot in here, isn't it?
What?
I said it's hot in here.
Oh, yeah. Cindy.
It's my fault. I've got my coat on.
Oh, we'll take it off then.
Yeah. Thanks. I don't do this often, you see.
Hello, love. What's your name then?
Bob. Bob.
I'll leave you to it. Come along, Bob. Something wrong?
No.
You can wait for Bella if you like. She's a very nice white lady.
No, it's not that. I just wanted to make sure about the money.
Don't worry about that. We're very reasonable here. In fact, we're running a special offer this month. £60. That's a straight sex without the extras. Do you think you can manage that, love?
I'm having second thoughts. I'm sorry.
Go on, beat it. This isn't a peep show.
I feel bad about that.
So you should. Do you mean to put your hand in your pocket?
No, it wasn't that.
Hi, Joe.
Oh, hello, Tracy, love. Catch you later.
I wouldn't go in there if I were you, sir.
Why not?
Because I'm a police officer. I'm telling you not to get away. You stay there.
I'm arresting you on suspicion of keeping a brothel. You don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you do say may be used in evidence. Do you understand the caution?
You don't know what you're doing.
Got a result, Alec?
You bet.
Sergeant Cry's the hero of the hour, mind. Top undercover agent.
Leave it out, Tony.
Took 5 to break the door down. But that's because Sergeant Cry was holding it shut.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd never have believed it.
What's that, Sarge?
Those boxer shorts, polka dots.
Yeah, the mentality of some people.
Okay. Joseph Barraclough, arrested on suspicion of keeping a brothel.
Joe?
All right, love. Not to worry. Soon be clear of this.
Yeah, sure we will. We'll
What's
do
your
you in a
full
minute.
name, please, Mr.
Sure.
Barrett?
And don't say nothing. I said tell him nothing. Or we'll only get in worse trouble.
Oh, go away, you silly girl.
Hey, I mean it. We should stick together.
You're still wet behind the ears, love. Don't you tell me what to do.
I'm warning you. Not a word.
Yeah, all right, hush. That's enough.
Any joy?
Yeah, we got the pimp Barraclough, and it looks like the girls will be helpful enough.
Any joy, though, you know. Did the earth move?
Thank you, sir.
Do you empty your pockets, please?
Yeah, of course, no problem.
What do you reckon?
The younger one, Tracy, she's not going to cooperate. The other two know what's what, though.
Drop a hint. Tell them we don't have to take further action. Tracy can go in the cells for a while. Let her sweat.
What are you two whispering about?
Couldn't we get a WPC to do this?
Oh, don't be so squeamish. Come on, let's take a look at the toilet.
What for? It's only a toilet.
Fat lot of use you are.
You spent 2 hours at the bookies where you lost about £400. In the evening, you went to the late nightclub.
You've been following me?
For a period of 4 days, that's right. At the nightclub, you were joined by Tracy and Cindy, known prostitutes.
Well, it's their business what they do.
Not if you recruit them. Not if you provide premises for them to work in. Not if you're a pimp.
I'm not a pimp. I know these girls socially.
You have a front door key to the house.
Yeah, so I don't disturb them.
Whilst they're earning you money.
No, they've never given me money. Well, you can ask them if you like.
Don't make me laugh.
No, I'm serious.
We have clear evidence that you have been living beyond your known income.
You can't prove that.
And that you were...
You can't prove that. You got nothing on me. You're making a fool of yourself, you know that?
Just shut it, all right?
Temper.
What did Barraclough say to you when you first met him?
Just the obvious. How much I'd be earning, where I'd be working. I do a week in London and a week up north. Barraclough organises it all. He's a fixer.
A pimp? He's a pimp?
If you like.
Well, I'd like to hear you say it.
He's on a percentage of what I earn.
Bella?
Yeah, 50% usually.
And what about the other girl, Tracy?
Same deal, I suppose.
You sure about that? She seemed well in with Barraclough to me.
What are you getting at?
Well, did you know that the house is in her name?
You're joking.
That's daft. I don't believe it.
It's true.
Well, that crafty little devil.
If you could just sign these statements here and here, please.
I'm not sure about this.
Well, you've committed yourself now, love.
Yeah, but...
Well, of course, it's up to you, but if you don't cooperate, well, there's a chance.
That you lick me again? Yeah, I know that. All right, I'll do it. But you better make sure he goes down.
Yeah, don't worry, we will.
I mean it. You let him go, and we're the ones who'll pay for it.
Marion, is Mr. Brownlow free?
Sarge?
Good. How'd you get on with them?
Oh, these two are no problem. I'm just going to go and have a word with Tracy now.
Hey, Tracy. How old is she, do we know?
Yeah, I looked at her driving licence. She's 19.
19? If she talks, we can charge Barraclough with procuring someone under the age of 21. That'll hike his sentence up a bit.
Yeah, but if she doesn't talk, we can't prove anything.
Don't be stupid. We've got these from the other two girls, haven't we?
Yes, but the house is in Tracy's name. Unless she's going to admit to fronting for Barraclough.
Oh, I can easily show that.
Can we?
Of course we can. Well, obviously we can.
Well, I don't see how. The only way we can build a case against Barraclough is if Tracy speaks against him, and I doubt whether she'll do that.
You're a right optimist, aren't you? Look, go and have a chat with her, June, see what you can get.
OK. Oh, Sarge, I was wondering, look, seeing as I was second surveillance, do you think I could go and write out my summary and maybe Quinnan could do the interview with the girl?
No, it's best if you do it, June. Woman to woman has more impact that way.
But, Sarge,
Are you second-guessing me or what? Just do it.
The jip I've taken because of you.
Yeah, much appreciated, Bob. And thanks for organising the manpower. It's been a good job, this.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Much progress. I've got it in hand.
Staying mute, is he, Barraclough? Seems a tight.
No, he's chatty enough. As I say, I've got it in hand.
Alec? Oh. Is there anything I can do to help? Maybe have a word with Barraclough?
You're non-operational, Bob.
Isn't it funny the amount of people that say that to me? I wasn't non-operational this morning.
That was a one-off.
No, I'm still on this job.
No, you're not. I can't stay chatting all day. I've got work to do.
Thanks a bunch. Sorry I wasted your time.
Do you understand the caution?
Yeah.
Can you speak clearly, please, for the tape?
Don't talk to me, I'm not interested.
Look, you probably know this already, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It is CPS policy not to prosecute prostitutes when we turn over a brothel. We regard you as victims, not as criminals. Do you understand that?
I'm not interested.
It's the pimp we're after in cases like this. Barraclough. So don't try and do him any favours.
Shut it. Don't tell me what to do.
Look, I'm just trying to help you.
No, you're not. You don't know anything about me. You're telling me lies. You think I'm just a tart, don't you? You don't know anything.
I'm getting very tired of this, Tracy. Now, either Barraclough is your partner or he's your pimp. Which is it?
He's just a friend. The house belongs to me and I share it with the other girls.
Rubbish. Look, why are you trying to shield him, Tracy? He doesn't love you, for heaven's sake.
I know that. Of course I know that. What, do you think I'm a fool?
Interview suspended. PC Ackland leaving the room. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Oh. You haven't seen Sergeant Peters, have you?
I don't know where he is. You got a problem?
Yeah, you could say that. Oh, it's like banging my head against a brick wall in there. She doesn't like me, and I don't like her. We're getting nowhere fast.
Is this Tracy?
Yeah.
Perhaps she doesn't like talking to a woman.
I know, but Sergeant Peters is...
Yeah.
I know what Sergeant Peters says. You must have a woman to deal with a woman. You must get a WPC to deal with a Tom. But that's only because the lads don't like getting their hands dirty dealing with slags. But some Toms prefer talking to a man.
Oh, I know. Especially the young ones. They hate being interviewed by a WPC. They say it's like being interviewed by your mum.
Well, in that case, why don't you get something to fill in for you? There's no shame in that. Horses for courses.
Yeah, but Sergeant Peters...
Sergeant Peters is blowing out of his ear hole. He's living in the ark, that man.
Yeah, but what can I do, Sarge?
Well, leave it with me, eh?
Well, you're not going to do the interview yourself, because he'd go nutty.
I'm cleverer than that.
Oh, Alec, I think Munro wants to work with you.
Does he? Good for him.
How's it going then, this brothel job?
Ah, don't ask. I've a feeling it's a blowout.
You are joking. You caught a pimp in a whorehouse and you can't make it stick?
Is that the hall from Malamane Road?
Yeah, no smutty videos, huh?
And goes to Christmas party then?
I also found this in the toilet cistern.
Oh, what is that?
Well, it ain't sherbet.
That will please Alec. Dave, will you take over from June? She's been interviewing Toms all afternoon and got herself a dry throat.
Ah, sure, whatever you say, Sarge.
I thought it was a good move to use Bob Cry today. Now, you know how active he is. He needs to get out of the office from time to time.
I thought it'd keep him out of mischief. Give the station a bit of a rest.
Oh, is Bob not popular these days, then?
You could say that.
That's the problem with being a duty sergeant. No one likes you unless you're giving them overtime.
Yes, sir. Trace, isn't it? I'm Dave Quinn and I'm taking over. Is the tape still in?
Yes.
I'm PC Quinnen. Also present is PC Clark. You're still under caution, Tracy.
So what happened to the other one? Fed up with me, is she?
More or less, yeah.
You were at the house, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, according to our records, you're the legal owner of 59 Alamein Road. Is that correct? Sorry? Speak up, I can't hear.
I didn't say anything.
Well, that's not much use, is it? So who pays the mortgage on the property? Is it you or is it Barraclough? You know you could go to jail for this, don't you?
I can stand it. It won't be for long, will it?
Probably not. Well, it's what you might call a technical crime, isn't it? Running a brothel. It's not like, say, dealing in drugs, is it?
No, it's not.
No. Because if we found, say, quantities of cocaine in the house, that would be a different story, wouldn't it?
Did you?
We don't know. Lab test hasn't come through yet. But don't kid yourself, love, you're in real trouble here.
Yeah. Take a look through these papers. See if there's anything you can find. Where's Dave, by the way?
He's in with the prisoner, Sarge.
I thought June was doing the interviews.
I think Dave decided to take over.
Just like that? Don't you think you should have consulted me first?
Well, you better speak to him about that yourself, Sarge.
I will. You're not a very good liar, are you, George? Who put him up to it?
I don't know what you mean, Sarge.
Is it Ackland trying to pull a fast one?
Oh, it's nothing to do with June.
Who then?
Well, Sergeant Cryer suggested that Dave should take over. We assumed he'd spoken to you about it.
No, he didn't speak to me.
Well, maybe he meant to and he forgot about it.
That must be it. No sweat. All on the same side.
It was my idea. Joe had nothing to do with it.
Funny how mud never sticks to old Barraclough, isn't it, eh?
I don't know what you mean. Look, I'll admit doing coke, all right? But I'm not going to tell you anything against Joe.
All right. I won't ask you to.
God, you're like Eddie, you are. Always on about Joe. Look, the best thing is just leave him alone.
Eddie? Who's Eddie, then?
I'm not saying.
What is he, your brother? Boyfriend, what?
He's not my brother, no.
A boyfriend, then?
Well, yeah.
Does he know you're on the game?
Yeah, he knows.
Doesn't he mind?
A bit.
Does that bother you?
No. I don't care what he thinks. Look, it would be all right if he went to a Tom, wouldn't it? But if I do it for money, gosh, I've brought shame on him.
Does your mother know that you're a prostitute?
You leave her out of it.
You realise we might have to contact her for background information.
Don't you dare, you filthy pig. How could you do a thing like that?
Maybe I don't need to. Maybe if I could speak to Eddie, he could give me what I need.
Thank you for agreeing to see me at such short notice, sir.
Well, you know I've got an open-door policy, Bob. Actually, there was something I wanted to raise with you.
Yes, sir?
I wanted to have a word with you about Alec Peters.
What about him, sir?
Well, how does he seem to you? Any problems?
He, seems fine. Why do you ask?
Oh, it's no big deal. I just noticed he seemed to be taking rather a lot of sick leave. He's getting more than his fair share of complaints.
It goes in cycles, sir. Next month someone else will be getting clobbered. You know how it is.
Yeah. I was just worried in case some sort of pattern might be emerging.
Do you think Alec Peters is not up to the job, sir?
Not in so many words, no, but he has been under a lot of strain lately. Being stabbed in the course of duty. I wondered if he was feeling the stress.
I wouldn't say so, sir. Alec is an experienced officer. He had the good sense to fully rest up. A younger man might have dashed straight back and cracked up.
Nevertheless, perhaps he should see the job psychologist. Maybe he needs some counselling.
I don't think so, sir. Alec is in fine shape. If anyone wants to see the job psychologist, it's me.
You, Bob?
Yes, sir. I have to say that this duty sergeant's job is beginning to drive me around the bend.
Harris, it's the police. Don't be too long.
Thank you. Eddie Harris. Sergeant Peters, PC Quinnen, Sun Hill. Can we have a word, please?
And go somewhere else.
We've been talking to a friend of yours, Tracy Morgan. You do know Tracy, don't you?
I know her, yeah.
Well, she's your girlfriend, isn't she?
Used to be. I chucked her over a year ago when I found out she was a tart. She'd been nicked or what?
She's been arrested, yes. She could go to jail. We don't want that to happen. We want to help her.
Well, she's a tart. She should go to jail.
You don't mean that, do you?
Of course I do.
That's a bit heartless, isn't it? I mean, she was your girlfriend after all.
Oh, don't give me that. She doesn't care whether I live or die. If she did care, she would have come and seen me. But that was it, not even a phone call.
Well, look at it this way.
Hang on a minute. What do you mean? When should she have come to see you?
She's not told you that, has she?
She's told us nothing, no.
I went to see that pimp of hers. She's not told you that?
No.
Well, I warned him what would happen if he didn't let her go. I wanted her off the game, you see.
Oh, so what happened?
Nothing much. He said, yeah, fine, she can go if she wants to. And a week later, I got done over. I used to work for an insurance company. I was off work so long, I lost my job. And now I'm here loading boxes onto pallets. It's pathetic.
Are you saying Barraclough beat you up?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Are you sure it was him?
Him and two other blokes, yeah. They waited outside a pub for me, in the car park. Barraclough come over, said that he slept with my Tracy, that half the world had slept with her. I went to clout him and...
I want you to go to court, give evidence against Barraclough. Will you do that?
What, and get beat up again? Yeah, great.
Would you want him to get away with it? Or will you do it?
You're all right.
But you've been immensely successful as duty sergeant.
Too successful. I didn't join the job to be a politician.
Look, Bob, take some time over this, will you? I'd like you to reconsider.
But I have reconsidered. I've spent months considering.
My mouth's getting dry. I thought I was finished.
We're the second shift, love. Sergeant Peters is dealing with the brothel case. We want to talk to you about the drugs.
All right. Ask away.
This afternoon, I spoke to an Eddie Harris. Do you know him?
No.
Tall chap used to go out with Tracy Morgan, one of the prostitutes we arrested this afternoon.
Still don't know him.
Mr. Harris alleges you assaulted him, causing grievous bodily harm. Is that correct?
No, that's not true.
I've also interviewed Tracy Morgan. She's been informed that her ex-boyfriend is pressing charges against you. She's elected to make a statement to the effect that you procured her to act as a prostitute. Is that true?
No, at no time.
Are you aware that Miss Morgan is under 21 years of age?
Yeah, I knew that, I suppose.
Tracy has also admitted that she sold cocaine and cannabis to customers at the brothel. She claims she was working in partnership with you.
No, that's lies. That is lies.
That's all we need. In a moment, you'll be charged with the following offences: keeping a brothel, allowing habitual prostitution on premises of which you are the landlord.
It's not my house. It's in Tracy's name.
We believe otherwise. Let's let the jury decide, shall we?
Did you try?
What?
Did you try and leave? Did you tell Barraclough that you wanted to give it all up and move on?
Of course I did.
Are you sure about that, Tracy?
Beth.
Yeah, all right, Sarge. That wasn't meant to be an oppressive comment. I just... Did
you go to see Eddie after the attack?
No.
Why not? Don't you love him?
Of course I do.
Didn't you think that he would appreciate a visit?
I didn't dare take the risk. It would have been too dangerous. Look, Joe gets so jealous, you see.
Does he? Very well. The interview is concluded.
So what'll happen now?
Now? Well, you won't be charged until the lab test comes through. So we'll bail you for the time being.
Have you got someone who stands surety for you?
Not really. Well, maybe Bella or Cindy will do it.
Someone of good repute.
Well, my sister's the only one,
well,
but...
be discreet, all right?
Just sign there, will you?
Do you think I'll go to jail?
Not if you stick to your story.
It's the truth. Joe was always threatening me. I was afraid of him.
Oh, yeah? So afraid that you took part in a criminal conspiracy?
Yeah, I admit I sold the drugs. But you have to understand, I was coerced.
You were coerced?
That's right. I knew that Joe was violent. Look, I feared for my life.
Don't flannel me.
What do you mean?
Nobody made you do anything you didn't want to do. So don't come the innocent with me.
As God is my witness, I hated what he made me do. Do you think I like selling those filthy drugs?
I think you didn't care that much about it. I also think it was your idea to put the house in your name.
Not true. That's not true.
Sarge, we can't prove that.
I didn't say we could.
Why won't you believe me? I'm a victim.
A victim? You're as hard as they come, Tracy.
Yeah, I have to be.